here's my dress, and now the sun comes back. Actually it doesn't, it just looks this way. Ha! Perfect. Stay this way, sun. Yeah. So you can either see me or the dress, never both at the same time. So yeah, light is changing in the back, as you can see. This is the finished work, so it all worked out. And yeah, the performance was quite good. If you've ever seen Dance Academy, you should never trust these magical moments where everything's perfect, because they're not going to happen every time you want them to. But this one was actually perfect. My hair was perfect. My family was there, with my sister sitting in the front with this big grin every time I looked at her. That really helped. Dress was perfect. And I was singing the perfect song. And I was standing there, and it was the complete opposite of my first performance, where I basically blacked out and I don't even remember what happened. I have this still image in my memory of what the audience looked like, and I don't remember anything in between. If someone hadn't taped it, I wouldn't know what happened, seriously. And this time I was like, yeah, I'm all conscious and I can control myself, and I am this thing that I'm trying to present. Everything's like me is perfect, and everything around me is perfect. It just works. And I rocked, seriously. Compared to what I did before, that was pretty good. And the thing is, that was hard work. You know, these movies, like for example Coyote Ugly, where she has massive stage fright and is really self-conscious, and then she sings in the dark and on a bar a couple of times, and her boyfriend's there, and all of a sudden it's like, snap, first you were crappy, now you're awesome. That's not a thing that happens. That's wishful thinking. This is a fantasy that we all have from nothing to everything. That's not how this works. It's hard work, and you have to do it really slowly. Yeah, but anyway, the dress was perfect. That so helped. The costume is everything. Clothing makes the people, and vice versa. Don't know if you've ever read that book. Yeah, anyway, let's talk about the dress, because that's what you came here to see, I suppose. So this is the dress in full. And these are the shoes that I bought. They were like $10 from some sports store. I think they're Jazz Dance slippers or something. And you can see the hem in the front is kind of short, because I'm always really afraid of tripping on stage, so I try to prevent that by using sensible footwear and having the hem not be too long. You can see I tried some hidden seams here. Camera shadow! And I had to do all of those by hand, and they didn't even turn out so well, but it was still better than what I did with my sewing machine, because my sewing machine just kept messing everything up. And the front here is kind of bumpy. I really messed up here. I thought about this here later on. So first the idea was having this sewn in belt thingy, and that was way too much work and didn't even look so good. So yeah. The belt later worked way better, and it kind of covered me messing up, so that's good. The back turned out kind of nice. Then you see here what I did with the long belt thingy. I thought that looked really good. It's a nice contrast, and somehow it makes the thing look a little bit less wedding dressy. And this flower I bought, and my mom got me those leaves from her working place. And I think it makes the dress look a little less pure and white. And I only realized later there's some virginity symbolism going on here, which I guess fits the role, because she's supposed to be pure and innocent, and if you believe the book, kind of bitchy. Yeah. And this is a brooch, actually. You can wear it as a brooch, or you can pin it into your hair. And I just used this hairpin thingy here to attach the leaves, so that worked really well, and it holds the entire thing in place. Then you can see here how I attempted at a hidden zipper, but my sewing machine is a real piece of crap. It just doesn't do certain things. It's all uneven, and it just jumps around, and it changes the length of the stitches mid-stitching. I don't think they're supposed to do that, and it had issues with this fabric. It's commonplace polyester, so this shouldn't be a problem, but it is to my Singer sewing machine. I had to borrow my neighbor's last minute, the day before the performance. That was really stressful. I think I can't do all the stressful last minute sewing thing anymore. It's really not good for my health. So yeah, the zipper isn't so great if you look at it, but at least you couldn't see it from the audience, so it's okay. And I had to do those last minute because this part here was standing out weirdly, so this wasn't planned, but it worked. Looks kind of nice, doesn't it? And once again you can see how my sewing doll and I totally don't have the same measurements. So that's what happens if your aunt always buys your presents on sale or something, because she didn't even bother finding out what my measurements were. Guess we'll have to save money. So this looked way better on me than it does on her, because I don't have a waist, basically. I don't have a real waistline that my sewing doll has, so this looks kind of crappy now, but it was way better on stage. And the material is kind of stretchy, so that really helped too. I'm so proud. And you should never underestimate how important the right dress for something like a stage performance is. This is what I learned this time. I was like, yeah, I have the perfect dress and everything's nice and I'm going to rock this, and that really helped. Helps you get into character if you have to play. My issue was never my voice, technically speaking. It was having the right mindset and trying to present something. I have problems with that, and this dress really made me feel the innocent, the innocent, talented Christine Daae type of personality. Yeah, it made me feel like that. So it worked. And really that helps. You feel very, very glamorous with one of those. And they get dirty as crap. And you can see it here. The fabric is kind of see-through. It wasn't in the store, but it is when the light is hitting it from the right angle. So I was wearing this flesh-colored underwear and a skirt, a white skirt that I still had. My mom gave it to me because she didn't want it anymore, just to make sure that the stage lights don't reveal anything that is supposed to remain hidden. And it worked, and I didn't trip. That is the skirt I was wearing underneath. It's some old skirt that my mom didn't want anymore. And I had to use safety pins to pin it onto me because it was a little bit too big. And now after the performance I just put some thread thingy in there so I can pull it close better. Yeah, I didn't have that idea before, but it worked anyway. And I kept all the bills so you can see how much I spent. So this is for the white fabric. I used every last bit of it. It was 4 meters roughly. It was 36 euros. Then I had to buy some new white yarn that was around $2 because this really used up a lot. Then the red fabric was around $4. And I used only very little, so I still have quite a bit of left over. So that was $4. Then the zipper was around $4, more or less. Then what did we buy here? The shoes separately were $10, and the rose was $4 too. All in all, I paid less than $60 for this entire dress. I have a thing for doing these shots. I hope you don't get dizzy. So overall, around $60, which is way cheaper than anything I could have bought in a store. And it worked, and I can pull it to pieces and make a new dress out of it if I want to. I think I might dye this thing in a different color and reuse it, because I just like the shape, and I'm going to change the belt thing so it looks better, if I have the time. So for this moment this was the perfect dress, and it was less than $60, which makes me kind of proud. And I'm not counting the tights I had to buy because I never have tights. That's my own problem.